T Governor pointed out, Hellbears are good at taking or can't like build enough of an advantage. Because he had some amazing man and very good against Gyro as well. So it was only really Miracle's PA that we were worried about. Where
from the games that we cast at least, PL looked as Ace is gonna get pressured completely out here. It's like he'll survive the engagement though early on. I don't know why he changed his name. I need to. No, that's going to be my research for the next game, which he'll probably not answer me, but I'm going to figure out why he changed.
Hero had a lot of conditionals that needed to be met in order to perform well. Like a couple of heroes in the meta really made it hard to survive.
Alright. That's first blood for Nigma. Go ahead, Center. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think Hoodwink needed a lot of. It felt like Hoodwink needed a lot of.
Can you pronounce that name again for me, please?
Okay, so I actually don't know. So I call him BoraNija, and some call him BoraNija, and the panel call him BoraNinja, which is definitely wrong, because the letter isn't even in his name. So I'll say they're wrong, but beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to call him Bora. It's just half of his name, so it can't be technically incorrect.
Let's call him Bora.
Nigma, they see this stack here. The question is, can they do enough to pressure? Here's rASmus. He's going to be found out. Is level 6 right now. The trap does slow. Homing missile on the way. Bushwhack does connect onto 2, but rASmus able to get up into the first will be tanky as a result. The call down is there with the reinforcements on the way as well. Finally, Nigma are able to take him.
That flat cannon becomes your main source. A lot of heroes can deal with it very well. But when it gets picked late, like let's say last pick or second to last,
iLTW might be in some trouble. GH does have his relocate, and you can see just like that.
Uncovered. Do know there's a ward from
Here be a huge kill. Hoodwink is off the stun. Beautiful Laguna Blade. That is enough to delete iLTW. And the big thing about that is he was 200 gold away from it.
They test this at all, so I don't think they're even going to bother. But maybe they are. Call down.
Call down is there. KuroKy available with the egg. You can see the sunray coming out. Actually, Toxic is BKB as well. The homing missile coming. Nina's going to get to the high ground. tOfu and Ace. Trying to traverse to their side of the map. Miracle kind of get caught out though. LSA is there into the right click. It looks like it's going to be more than enough damage to take him out. And it only costs them a wiper. Roach extremely.
No, there's no supernova. 20 seconds on the key. Are they going to buy back? Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, they want to go around again. Pops it so beautiful. But there's the Ravage into the pit, but it looks like Ace. The Aegis in the end, but the Roachan actually goes to Nigma, and they're going to lose everybody. Gyro's dead, Io's dead, KuroKy on the high ground now, rASmus just limping away from a triple kill for Bora. Looks like Mind Control is next on the list. They only lose rASmus. What a huge fight for Hellbear Smashers. Oh jeez, ultra kill. Mr. Bora.
Obviously, but you know, Smashers were set to get both, so at the very least, that's something. This team is coming in top, they're very late on this.
Yep, Ace. Already at half HP, he needs to be careful here. Tier 2 already dead. Losing some matches coming in. Homing missile to follow, but Mind Control with another Ravage. This time it's going to be basically just on the Luna who gets the Yules off, but the right clicks are going to be more than enough. Nope, going to get saved for now. The LSA is not going to connect though, and will shortly find her way to the grave. DK pop from Miracle now as the chase is on. Still buyback available though for Bora. He wants to extend a 2 for nothing along with the tier 2 tower. Despite not having the Aegis, Nigma are not scared to fight. rASmus into the Hoodwink Bushwhack. 2 huge kills, double kill for rASmus, but shot is there. And now the egg looks to be next, but it will get popped eventually. Doppelgang actually ends up dodging it a bit here as Ace. Like another Bushwhack from Gil. Beautifully done. The homing missile is already there. BoraNija has to be careful because his Yules can now be dispelled thanks to the nullifier. With the Aeon Disc as well for who was it that had it? Somebody. Ace. Fall down is there. Mind Control gets off the Ravage. He's going to connect on a couple of heroes. Into the egg as well. That's the Sunray egg, and BoraNija is in a lot of trouble. Going to get off the Yules for now, but you have to think that he will be the sacrifice at the very least. Gets the blade off, but only damage in the end. It's time Mind Control jumps in again. They're gonna pop that Aeon Disc. It looks like they want to fight. The Lena's gonna buy back into the game. The pressure applies to TA, but sent back to base thanks to the beautiful relocate from GH, but a choppity chop is enough. And iLTW, as a result of Io not being there anymore, has no save for himself. KuroKy with the dive. Really, it's gonna be close. Ace just gets enough damage.
Miracle. He has daggers.
GH. Yeah.
Timing.
Miracle. The call is there. Into the Bushwhack. Down he goes. Wow. 1 buyback from Bora. And
that was
4
a frame
dead.
perfect
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was a frame perfect Lena coming out of that Yules. That was super good. I think so. I believe Miracle did have refraction running, so he can blink out of the Yules land. But the stun was just perfect. Didn't get the turn and blink at all. This should be the game.
Yeah, they can just go through.
Just never really got their feet off the ground too much in terms of fighting. They have the farm, but fine moves.
Tier 4
effort to hold here.
rASmus jumps in, and the damage applied against iLTW is just more than enough. GH cannot save his brother this time around, and he's going to be the death as well. So this would be game 1 for Hellbear Smashers. They're pretty big upset again.
Before the bounties rather than on them.
What do you think of this setup as
tOfu's super dead.
tOfu getting him? They blocked out.
Scared when Enchantress is missing and trying to find a flank. Kuro's actually going to elect to go mid here with a Satyr Tormentor. This would be a very unexpected gank for BoraNija.
BoraNija is very low right now. You can see the Hellbear, the shockwave comes out, the blocks to continue with his own wave contributing to it. Has to pop the fairy fire, but in the end, Miracle gets
it's a lower cooldown, so you have it more frequently, and you do have a secondary stunning carapace as
bot lane. tOfu's dead. They're actually gonna dive all the way around 360. Beautifully done. With iLTW getting blocked up by Gilgir. In the meantime, Ace has that metamorphosis, so they're able to clean him up. Very high value kill.
If you can force the enemy team to come fight you at towers, right? Then that's your quote-unquote catch, is that you go to towers and they need to defend. But what were their cores and stats are like correct.
Absolutely. Mind control. All right. Reflection is there. Timber chain to the other side. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Bushwhack is going to connect into the metamorphosis, into the zip as well, and the sharpshooter. So no break onto the timber saw here. Ooh, this could be a big stun. GH for the impale. Only going to connect on one, but it's a very important hero. The gust is there as well, and an easy cleanup for Team Nigma. Gilgir will be next on the menu for Mr. Miracle. Double kill for him. As the Death of Blink, like you talked about the Dragonlance, and iLTW dies again. We're going to focus on Ace here. Sunder is available. Now the chase is on. Still living.
One on Nigma's team. It's not iLTW this game. I think it's another guy.
Yeah, that's true.
He's very hungry, and he will find more food. 1, 2, 3. Not enough for
the rainbow. Rainbows have never hurt someone. Bushwhack only going to connect on one. Gilgir trying to use his ultrastrate a little bit of action. Against the Drow, he should also be able to handle it. And the Lotusaur basically stopped his initiation to start things out, but it's not going to matter. GH is done there. Mind control looks to be next to iLTW on the high ground with the gust. And just slow off BoraNija and rASmus thanks to Miracle's right clicks and make it a third. Ace takes a tumble, and just like that, Team Nigma take a firm grip on this game. They even find a fourth to get the silence on the trap.
I think, yeah, they want the silence on traps against Storm, and if they do grab the second wedge, they're going to give it to Timbersaw. Oh, they got the jump on here.
He's in a bit of trouble here, but mind control in the vicinity. BoraNija is already happy. Big Bushwhack onto 2. Initiation Sharpshooter is going to be connected, but it's on the Timbersaw. They really want Miracle past the BKB. He dies anyway. The Chakram onto 2 with the guts from the sideline. iLTW with that low guard being used to full effect. Maybe get some scores out of this. The Thunder comes through though from Ace and the BKB. That is a dead Drow Ranger. GH looks to be next despite Carapace not in. But tOfu, okay, he has his egg, so not in that much trouble, really. Just trying to delay things here is Team Nigma. Mind control. He might just jump in. The egg is there with the sun ray coming through. He picks up the short on top of all of this. And KuroKy burns it down. Eventually, the egg connects. Finally, looks like Timbersaw's next on the menu. 5 versus 1, essentially. The buyback onto Kuro, but it doesn't matter. Does have buyback. Oh my god, I don't know. The Roach will get decimated by Nigma for sure. They are now in the pit. 5 seconds on Storm. He could basically zip from base, but now they forced him out of the pit, so he'll have time to just TT back normally. This is a huge turning point here, potentially.
They do have Smashers, and they do have Dragon Form. Actually, everything except Sunder is ready. He can sense that. They're going to
jump on this. He'll get that kill after that, but he's going to have to buy back in the game. But they get rASmus in the end, and now the silence onto BoraNija has to zip away. He did find iLTW in the end. Pretty big kill as well. Yeah, for sure.
Gonna steal a tier B illusion here.
Ace's meta is almost done. Ooh, this is risky business right here, my friend. Chakram gonna scout down the south. A lot of damage being done. Roshan pops into his melee form. There's the egg from the side lane into the Sunray as well. Roshan is taken out by the Smasher. Stunned in the meantime. BoraNija picks up the Aegis. Not sure who gets the shard and cheese. We'll have to look at that a little bit later as Miracle pops his BKB with the refraction. BoraNija has to pop the Blood Sun to try to stay alive here. tOfu finally taken out in the end. Stay 1 for 1 to start things out. BoraNija with basically no mana to speak of. They just need to get the hell out of here. But the Impale, mana burn, right clicks. That is the Aegis down. He's going to be full mana, full HP now. GH getting some with another bushwhack. Spike Carapace is there. But there's the Guts from the side of iLTW showing himself from the shadows. That Shadow Blade. BoraNija, this is going to be a second death for him after the Aegis. And rASmus even popped his Dragon Form and died right after he respawned. Now Ace, he's going to get bursted out by the flight click. It's too much to handle from Team Nigma's side.
It is kind of late after he lost the lane of Barracks, but I honestly think that could be what it takes for them to swing the game around. Nice run here from Gilgir, but Nigma will do a great job here at punishing and getting this mid lane of Barracks after that fight. Like you said though, it's all over the place.
This not having a BKB has been basically 4 deaths, I want to say. He has 7 right now, so being generous back here. Oh, tOfu, he's taking a lot of damage. We'll make it back to his fountain though. And we talked about TA. GH, of course, does have the Agonist Scepter now, so he's a borrowed piece of dirt. Ridiculous amplification to all his spells, essentially, in one way or another. That is a second set of wreck. And now they're just going to go for a throne to try to force his buyback. And he's going to have to buy back here. rASmus pops the Dragon Form to indicate that they want to. Oh, the blink out from Miracle. He's not even able to get stunned. rASmus pops the BKB. There's the buyback now from the Storm Spear. He zips in and does basically nothing. Phoenix is done though, but does have buyback as well. By the way, the shard was picked up by Dragon Knight. Actually used it. He already used his fireball. He's dead. And that is a dieback essentially. GH, alright. He's gonna get initiated on, but there's the egg on top of him with the Sun Ray. The red click from the Ace. It's not gonna be enough, so the Phoenix egg is taken out. Ace is gonna die as well. Ultra kill for Miracle. And just like that, game 2 comes to an abrupt end. And what the hell? Wow.
Yeah, as we know, second Roach, 80% win rate, so when you get that, you obviously lose out. Can pull out some magic. Apart from that, their lineup looks solid. Again, Ace with the last pick PL, like the panel pointed out, probably a worse PL.
iLTW, he's the one that loses death at the beginning of the game. Dragon Tail, the first one goes to.
For now, they are electing to stay in their lanes, though. Oh, good pressure on tOfu. Actually, skilling Ikura's dive. Kuro, they were not expecting that. Late enough. Oh, yeah. We have the PL here.
Fire right now.
iLTW here. Good pressure. All right. He's actually in trouble, possibly here. Oh, good bounce back on that. That's
not quite there, but the 1-4 right. I mean, I was expecting this to be just absolutely awful. So. Pushback onto the illusion and the tree as well. Top lane, seeing the damage come through. Cold Feet actually procs as well. Now the TP's come in, so it might cost rASmus his life, but he'll take this any day of the week. In fact, he takes Miracle TP as well.
More space to work with them here, because now he has access to the free waves. He's going to farm waves plus hard camp every minute. Probably even get his small dead as well.
That triangle there, another bushwhack into the arrow this time. Looks like he actually takes a bunch of damage there, but it's not a whole lot of damage to speak of. As Nick's going to take a tumble, so it's a 1-for-1 across the lanes here. Now rASmus, I mean, he has, I believe, 3 for 3.
Not yet.
How many do they have left?
They're not getting it. Oh, that's a problem.
No. Can they win without it? Is the real question. BoraNija getting bursted, but will leap to safety. Mind control creating as much space as possible. GH's help. Get the intel on Gilgir. It looks like Shotgun does connect it.
Microphone's not a bit compromised.
Here, A black to follow, so the Sunray's going to do absolutely nothing. That is the... And obviously it's going to help his farms quite a bit. Now the real question is, what's BoraNija going to go for? He's going for Dragonlance right now. He has to expend already. A blast comes out, but tOfu is going to take a tumble.
Arrow?
But you're right, the BKB right out of the gate, basically, after the Dragon is quite interesting. Oh, Ace is getting initiated in the triangle again. TPs are coming in though. Ace got dusted, looks like, but there's initiation from rASmus this time. 3 heroes grouped up here on the side of Team Nigma. As the egg is popped, can they kill it? There's the leap in with the right click from Mirana. That is more than enough, but it might cost him his life. He turns around with the Ice Splash, just hit everybody. Miracle now. He's going to be shattering here pretty soon. A 3-for-1. It just cost rASmus his life. He'll take that any day of the week. Ooh, I didn't know that interaction. There's Jungle. Ace is going to spot this out though. And they see Miracle. They're going to play their pressure to start with, but GH gets on the next one. And A Black comes in, connecting onto 2. So you can see that Ace is taking the brunt of the damage along with rASmus on that whirling death. PL is dead just like that, in addition to the AA. It's going to be the clamp on the Phoenix, though. So 3 for 1, actually. My goodness. And
she did a lot of damage with that. She can definitely deal damage.
Bushwhack into the arrow midterm. Mr. Miracle is dead. A blast connection on iLTW.
High level on this hoodwink in this game.
Courier?
To get involved?
Dead. Dead. Every dead courier. Bushwhack onto 2, but the spike carapace ends up stunning him in turn. Arrow doesn't connect there. The break is now to GH. rASmus trying to do as much damage as he can from the sideline. That's a buyback onto the hoodwink though. BoraNija not able to leap to the high ground to finish off the Nyx assassin. Just gonna get beat down by these illusions in the meantime. Just reset here. Ace from afar has the shard now. Those illusions are gonna be much more annoying with that spirit lance. He's getting chased. Another great Bushwhack stun, but Ace is just gonna get bursted down in the end. Didn't have another doppelganger to work with. Egg is on the high ground, but they're too far away. rASmus just getting right click from afar. BoraNija, no leap to speak of. They can find this skill.
Yeah, good read from Nigma. I think the top ward that they place that's about to expire now did give them the vision that this was coming, and they just
BKB has to be popped by BoraNija. The Ag is there to try to save speed. He's getting quite a bit of it. It's going to be enough with that 15 talent. They're going to get 2 kills on top of it. And that tOfu getting bursted down by mind control. Shot through to connects, but really to not much avail. Arrow connects as well, but not a whole lot of follow-up to speak of, although rASmus is here with the Dragon Tail. Ace grouping up, and now the Chakram destroying rASmus from 100 to 0. We talk about that all the time. Such a good counter to the Dragon Knight. And just like that, it's a 2 for 2 to the enemy base. Bushwhack, but he's played so well. Probably spams the crap out of this thing. It's iLTW on the steps of the enemy base now. The meta is popped. Hoodwink is dead for 50 seconds. Absolutely no buyback. Everything online for Team Nigma. rASmus still not able to have the BKB coming out yet. iLTW. Oh, he gets arrowed. Better be careful here. Ice Light to follow. Has to sunder a teammate. He does so onto KuroKy. Ice Blast ends up being wasted for the most part. BoraNija has to go back to base now. Haven't really seen the leap into the crit strike yet. As, oh boy, they get the start up on the Phantom. Like, Ace is bursted.
So huge. GH. That Spirit Lance was not targeting Nyx, but the bounce from the shard went on GH, and he carapaced and then got a max range stun.
Yeah, that's rough.
Huge punish onto Ace, and this is a really big problem. They're probably going to be forced to buyback the PL here. Yeah, I don't think Nigma has to go back. iLTW with Aegis could still go hit.
Still has arrow, but you can tell they just don't want to go on mind control now.
Now they might just back off.
Aegis still on iLTW. Still melee perform, obviously. Meta's not available for another 90 seconds, and looks like they're trying to disengage. A-Blast with the Dragon Tail setup into the leap. Here are the crit, Cinderin! The crit! It's not that much. It's not really not that much, but
the heroes play this, the flow of the game just feels natural. How they move around. I really like their progression in the series.
then reach of the tier 3 tower mid. They get it pretty much right off the bat. Here's the Dragon Tail A combo connection on phase 1 essentially though. iLTW walks it off for now. They're going to find the Hoodwick in the backside. Does have buyback. GH has the Aghanim Scepter. Talked about how he's getting heavily out-leveled. But he finds the farm. Obviously his team helped out here quite a bit. He's just going to get into burrow form right next to the barrack. Bushwhack again, the setup, but no A-Blast to follow. There's the Sunray with the egg on the back line, healing up GH to a high degree. So much damage mitigation. rASmus melts. And this is going to be a second set of racks for Team Nigma. And they still have Aegis. No, they don't. They do not have Aegis.
Attention. Might come in here.
They look.
That's what they were lacking there. The smashes on that go. It was actually a little combo. Gilgir got a 3-man stun with the Bushwhack, and then they connected Spirit Lance and some damage out of BoraNija, but they didn't have the blast, so they got healed up by Sunray. They're again dodging away from Miracle. Get healed up by Sunray once again.
It feels like without AA Blast,
Body has almost no value because he can't use it in the fight. He can't go in. That's how he's thinking. This is how I do the most damage in the game, and I'm kind of with him on it. It's just. It really makes you question, is this a good pick to begin with, right?
Oh, the FPS has gone down the tube. That means meta has been popped, Cinderin. What caused my F... What was that? But that was a reflection then. A reflection on multiple heroes. Okay.
You have found a Nemesis match.
That's not true. Nobody does that. Nobody's playing that.
I actually like Nemesis.
BKB blast onto 3. They blow up iLTW. No buyback for him. GH stuck inside his burrow. A big potential fight here if they can get more out of this. Dragon Tail is going to connect, but Miracle's created a lot of space between him and Hellbear Smashers. Mind control out of mana completely. So it looks like they'll be able to pick him up at the very least. So a nice mini comeback here from Hellbear Smashers. rASmus on the outskirts. Jumps in with the dragon form and the dragon tail. Oh my god, rASmus melts. Holy Jesus. Especially when you don't really do that much damage right now.
And they can't confidently go on the heroes because they don't know if
now they're
Miracle
base.
has buyback.
Now they're base.
I think valiant effort from Hellbears here to try to get the Roche, but
perhaps trying to snag a little something, but iLTW ends up getting the Aegis, and the kill onto Hoodwink is very easy in the end. The Sunray, right? I thought they had the Sunray. I think it's Ember Spear. Miracle picked it up. Those Fire Remnants.
Oh, he didn't beat his
Yeah, rASmus dead. 70 seconds on the deck. 7-second BKB is still available to use. But that's what happens when you're playing as GA. Assassin. Okay, beautifully done. That is the Aegis. And BoraNija pops the BKB. You see the crits coming out. Still has 2 loops to go. Uses one to retreat though. It's going to be a tier 3 tower at the very least. And you can see GH just continuing to heal in the midst of all this. He's getting surrounded by his teammates. That's basically a shield, but Hellbear Smashers are starting to drop like flies. As the building damage is just going to be too much. It's going to be mega creeps at the very least.
The Dire now have mega creeps. Radiant's middle
Not mean to rhyme.
tower
GH gets the Impale, connects onto 1, and this is going to be it. So this ends up being 2-1 for Team Nigma. I have to say, I mean, this one was a little bit more stompy, but Smashers in game 2, they had